Nick Knock but Epic. So shout out to Nick Knock but Epic for being the only person up on the planet apparently that actually just recorded this panel, or at least got the archive for the panel for the live stream with no commentary because nobody else decided to do that. But yeah, because as you guys know, I was gone. I had a short mini trip yesterday, so I did not get to watch this live. But I'm back now. It was good. It was a good time, but now I'm here to watch this. Let me go ahead and I'm just gonna start it. Let's just start it. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. We can't start that because I completely forgot that I need to switch out headphone and speaker ports. Otherwise, we're going to get a terrible echo. You'll get a gross echo, and we don't like that. Okay, now we'll try it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Zeno. No, he was hosting this.
Welcome to a new era of Shadow the Hedgehog. The new era of Shadow shedding light.
Oh, he got that Kite Blade stuff too.
Expo.
The one thing I know you guys would know him as is the voice of Junpei in Persona 3 Reload.
I will be your host today, so we can celebrate not just the fastest thing alive, but also the ultimate life form. Yeah.
I hope that's loud enough. The Shadow
right.
plush.
Today we'll be talking about everyone's favorite anti-hero hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog. As some of you may know, it may not be just a hedgehog. Who exactly is the ultimate life form? What more can we learn about it? These are questions we will discover the answers to, not just in a new game coming out later this year, but also, you guys can cheer. You guys can cheer for the new game. Yeah.
Yeah, loud enough.
But also a brand new animated prologue from Studio Gigex. Give it up for them.
I'm turning this
you
up.
guys are gonna love it. Okay.
I hope that's loud
now,
enough.
let's get this panel started. Without further
I
ado,
noticed all the
allow me to
Anime
introduce our
Expo's panels are like
panelists.
quiet.
Our first one needs no introduction. He's a director, producer, designer, screenwriter, the head of Sonic Team, and co-creator of Shadow the Hedgehog. Please give a warm welcome to the legend, Takashi Iizuka! No less is
Wait, who are these guys?
no less is legendary. Please
Who are the other
the
people?
voice of the Black Blur, the ultimate life form, Kirk Thornton.
The Black Blur.
Next up, a legend in her own right, marking her debut as the kind-hearted and gentle Maria Robotnik, Stephanie Shea.
Stephanie Shea. She's been in a bunch of stuff. Stephanie Shea's cool.
And rounding out our panel, the incredible directors at Studio Gigex, Alan Wan, Christopher Luck, and Kevin Molina Ortiz.
Okay. I couldn't see the names because the other text was being covered up, but they blocked and they took it down now.
Okay, everybody, I'm just gonna wait for you guys to sit down, get comfy. How are we feeling today? How's Anime Expo treating you? Iizuka-san, I'll start with you.
I'm happy to be here, so thank you for coming. So I'm glad to talk about Shadow today.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Kirk.
What's up?
Yeah!
Okay, I guess it's me. I haven't been to an AX for like 5 years, but like the thing that was gonna bring me back was this. So
Yeah.
She got the Maria and the Shadow on her mask.
Alan, Chris, Kevin, how we feeling?
We're doing good. Shadow X. Oh, no. Sonic X Shadow Generation. There you go.
My homie's just happy to be here.
Full house. Glad to see you. Awesome. Thank you for showing up.
Woo! I'm very nervous. All right. Give him a warm welcome. Make him feel welcome.
Oh.
Okay, I'm glad everyone's enjoying themselves. Just a quick temperature check. Who here's been a Shadow fan for at least 1 year? One year. Okay. How about 5 years?
How about
Okay,
23 years?
Okay. 10 years? Wow. 20 years. Wow, look at that. Okay, it's clear there are some Shadow fans here.
Crazy to think it's
but
been
there might
20
be newer
plus
people.
years, bro.
I didn't see everybody's hand. So let's maybe walk through Shadow's history for a bit. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Shadow the Hedgehog, also known as the Ultimate Life Form, was first introduced in Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Battle mentioned.
And served as a rival to Sonic.
Let's go.
Sonic Adventure 2? Yeah? Sonic Adventure 2 fans?
Sonic Battle mentioned. All right, this is goated already.
My personal favorite.
Thank you.
His next appearances were Sonic Heroes and Sonic Battle in 2004.
Sonic Battle.
Sonic Battle?
That's
We have Sonic Battle fans
That's right.
here.
Still the most underrated Sonic game.
He had his first standalone game
I will
in
stand by that till
2005, Shadow the
something
Hedgehog.
else comes
Look
out
at
that shit was
that.
otherwise. Such
Outside of
lore-heavy
this
stuff in that
He
game.
made several appearances in various forms of Sonic media, including the IDW comics,
Now you hear the screams. Yeah, they love the
comics readers in the
IDW.
house, the animated series Sonic X, Sonic X fans,
Oh.
Sonic Boom, and more recently, Sonic Prime.
He's really good in Prime. People like him
And
in
he will be
Prime.
making his live-action debut this year.
Oh, it's not even on the thing. I just noticed that. The movie.
He's been a fan favorite for many years and has been rival, dark hero, and occasional ally to Sonic and his friends. This year, being the year of Shadow, we'll be seeing more of his story in Sonic X Shadow Generations. But you guys, we're all here to learn more about Shadow today, right? Right? There's some things you might not know. And who better to enlighten us about the ultimate life form than his father himself, Takashi Iizuka.
Let's get a sick Gerald Robotnik.
Iizuka-san, please. Now,
Black
Iizuka-san,
Doom.
We just went through a brief history of Shadow's appearances in media. Now, what were his origins? What led to his creation? Okay, I think people know what this one is.
はい、
On the bottom right is sick.
誕生したのは1999年に開発がスタートしたソニックアドベンチャー2だったんですけども、その時にはソニック
Wait, so who's translating?
ライバルを作ろうということで、最初は考えていたんですけども、開発チーム私も一緒なんですけども、アメリカに渡米してでアメリカでソニックアドベンチャー2を作ったんですけども、その時にスポーンとかダークヒーローがすごいアメリカで人気だったんですよね。それのインスパイアを受けてライバルではなくてダークヒーローにしようということで、シャドウが誕生しました。
So Shadow was really born in 1999 when we began development on Sonic Adventure 2. In the beginning, we kind of thought, oh, we want a rival character, something to really contrast Sonic. So we need a rival.
It took him
character.
2 years to make this, make and
At that
publish,
time,
and to make
all
and
the
release the
team
game.
Flew over to America, and we started living and working in America. And when we got there, we realized dark heroes, heroes like Spawn, were really popular in America, and that really inspired us to make Shadow a different kind of character.
Turn this up
and
some
that's
more.
when we thought we don't want him to be a rival Sonic. We want him to be a dark hero, and that's really the.
I hope that's
way
not too
Shadow
loud.
was born from an idea.
I think it's really cool to have characters like Spawn, who's like a character like we in the West are familiar with, be the inspiration for someone like Shadow. I had it in my notes that I was under this impression that he was also inspired by Vegeta from the Dragon Ball franchise. But wait, but Iizuka-san told me that's not true. It's not true.
Well, there you go.
It's not true. So I just wanted to clear that up because I thought that too. But it's super cool.
There you
And,
go.
like, it's not though. It's not though. What were some of your inspirations about designing Shadow's
They're gonna put people in shambles.
design
They
and
won't
his
even believe it.
personality?
はい、もうここにもパネル今表示されてますけども、ソニックのダーク版ということで、最初はこういろいろなバリエーションのデザインを考えたんですけども、これを当時サンフランシスコでフォーカステスト、一般の人たちを呼んでフォーカステストを行って、でその中でこう皆さんの一般の人たちの意見も聞きながら最終的なデザインにこう仕上げていったんですけども、その時に今この中央の下にいる固めのこう切れたこれを我々の開発チームがテリオスという
I want to see what wild questions people ask.
次の候補だったデザインですね。
If they're doing Q&A, you know people are going to ask
So in
something
the
crazy.
beginning, we had a lot of ideas in putting into a dark Sonic character, That would be the shadow design. And what you're seeing here are a lot of these sketches that we had that we wanted to bring to a focus test in San Francisco to see what the average person would think about all these different designs. And I believe in the middle there's a character with like a damaged eye. That was the design of the character that the development team were calling Terios back in the day.
で最終的には皆さんの知ってる黒と赤のデザインになるわけですけども、この黒と赤のデザインっていうのは実はその日本の歌舞伎か
Is
ら
this still gonna
イン
skate?
スパイアされたデザイン。
So we did also want to choose kind of black and red as the theme colors for the character, and it was really inspired by the kabuki style of face paint, and that is part of the inspiration for Shadow.
それと先ほどお話したこのテリオスっていうキャラクターなんですけども、この当時は残念ながらボツになってしまったシャドウの前のデザインなんですけど、このテリオスっていうのをこの10月に発売されるソニック X シャドウジェネレーションのデラックスエディションのスキンとして実装することを決定しましたので、このゲームでしか遊べないキャラクターということでぜひ皆さんご期待ください。
So we do have the design for the Terios character, which was a concept design for the character that didn't make it all the way through. We ultimately went with the shadow design that everyone knows and loves. But coming out this fall, this October, in Sonic X Shadow Generations, we are also offering a skin to turn Shadow into Terios, so you can play as Terios inside of the game.
I just didn't even think about that. What would those animations be like? Is he going to skate around? Does he run? Are those air shoes?
That's really cool. He looks cool, right? He looks cute. I think it's really cool as a gigantic fan of Sonic the franchise and Shadow to like see artwork of the developmental stages of how Shadow came to be. Is there any significance to the name Terios? Why did you guys settle on that name?
I have no idea.
I was wondering if it meant something. I think it's really cool that you get to play as the Terios skin in
He said, "I have
That's
no
really cool. I'm
idea."
excited for that. Now, Izuku-san, can you tell us what makes Shadow different from Sonic?
はい、そうですね。一言で違いを言えばやっぱりダークヒーローっていうところなんですけども、ソニックが正義や平和を守るまさにヒーローなんですけども、シャドウは目的のためなら誰がどうなろうと関係ないっていう危うさを持つキャラクターなんですね。だから決してシャドウは正義のヒーローではない。だから道端で困っている人がいても助けないっていう、そういう大きなソニックとシャドウの違いがあって、この性格の違い完全にこう
There's some good
シ
renders.
ャドウの
These are nice. These are nice to look at.
でシャドウはもう愛すべ
Got
き
to say.
マリアのためにこう命がけでこの星を守るっていう正義ではない
Okay,
け
he's saying a
ど
lot.
マリアが愛した星を守るっていうのが彼の一番の目的なので、そういう
How you gonna
彼の
translate this, my dog?
一
My
番の
dog.
っていうのも彼のシャドウの魅力だと思います。
So to sum it up in really one word, I'd say, Dark Hero is what really defines Shadow and makes him different from Sonic. So Sonic will be a very positive, cheerful, character that's going to go out there and do whatever it takes to bring peace to the world. He wants to see justice kind of played out. He's very much a true hero, but Shadow is more of a dark hero. He's going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. He's going to focus on what that thing that he needs to do is, and only really focus on getting that done. So it's not really like it's a little bit of a selfishness, but it's also because he's such a dark hero and he's pushing towards his goals. It really defines him as a character differently from Sonic, and makes him unique. And really, when we talk about the differences between Sonic and Shadow, Sonic will do whatever it takes to save the planet because of the justice and really the truth in him as a character. But Shadow, he wants to protect the planet because Maria, who is so close to, loves the planet. And so he's doing it out of this love and connection with Maria that he will also do whatever it takes to save the planet.
Can you imagine if Maria hated
They're
the
both
planet?
very much heroes, but it's that dark hero element that really makes Shadow.
Can you imagine if she just hated Earth? Bro. It'd be in a very different timeline.
Yeah, I think the best kind of anti-hero is somebody who has something important that they fight for, because it really gives them a lot of layers. And Shadow's relationship with Maria is a really, really cool, integral, central driving force for Shadow. Having that being told by Izuka-san himself is super cool. So I think I can speak for many of us when I say we've all been waiting for years for new pieces of Shadow's past and his backstory. So why are we telling his story now in Sonic X Shadow Generations?
はい、皆さんもご承知の通りですね、今年の12月にいよいよシャドウが出演する映画が公開されます。
Before she dies, Maria goes, Shadow, make them all perish, destroy the earth. Yeah. And then that's like just his focus that whole time.
なので、もともとソニックジェネレーションズっていうのは、
Oh gosh.
たちにクラシックソニック、モダンソニックの良
I
さ
mean,
を
clearly
知ってもらおうという
he was
意味
like
だったので、今回の
blindsided by his
シャドウを
rage
世
and
界
wanted
的
the
に知ってもらおう
revenge.
っていうのがいいフォーマッ
But
ト
what if that was like legit what she wanted?
で、シャドウといえばやっぱり
Oh
悲
my
しいバ
gosh.
ックグラウンドのあるストーリーなので、今回のこのゲームでも
Oh, it could be like a fan art with Maria and Eggman.
So as you know, this December we will see Shadow featured in movie 3. It should be a really great movie. And in order to really introduce everyone to Shadow before we get to the movie, we wanted to release something that could really do that, would be a good vehicle for that. And that's where we thought of Sonic X Shadow Generations. Originally, Sonic Generations was a game that was meant to introduce everyone to Sonic the Hedgehog. So it had classic Sonic in there, it had modern Sonic in there, and it was really like all these great moments from Sonic's legacy in one title. And by adding Shadow into that package, we now are able to introduce Shadow as a character inside of that same game.
Can we just keep expanding this game every
And as
every like
everyone
decade or
knows, you know,
so?
Shadow does have kind of a sad background story, and we did want to spend a lot of time and energy kind of portraying that in the Shadow Generations side of the game. So we really hope everyone enjoys the game and enjoys the story in Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Woo!
Every 10 plus years, let's take this Generations game, add more to it. So in 10 years from now,
Well,
take
I'm really
all this
excited.
content,
Thank
Sonic
you
X
so much,
Shadow,
Izuka,
add another
for
character,
your
get more
incredible
stuff.
insight into Shadow. I've been a huge fan of Sonic for many years, and it's been one of the greatest honors of my life to be able to sit here
Biggest
and
Sonic
speak
game
to
in the
you
world.
directly about Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic. I also think it's the perfect time to show the world Shadow's charm and story, and who better to help us do that than our voice actors?
Yeah, we haven't talked to them yet. Let's go.
If there's one thing we know about Shadow, it's that his past follows him everywhere he goes. With all these new elements of Shadow being revealed, and we have the upcoming animation, I like to ask our actors who are breathing new life into these scenes and into these moments, their thoughts and experiences with them. Kirk, you've been voicing Shadow for years now.
Yeah.
Do you do anything new when exploring this like previously unseen side of Shadow?
I'm learning more today than I have learned in years
Me too.
doing Shadow. I mean, I'm getting so much stuff here. It's amazing. I wish I'd been able to sit down with Izuka-san sooner. Sooner?
Sooner.
Yes, I speak for a living. Thank you very much. No, I mean, yeah. Because over the years, Shadow has always been very cool and unflappable, and you know, recently I've been discovering different sides of Shadow with the Twitter takeovers and like the Lego commercials. So
Yeah, the Lego commercial. It was so
We
good.
love the Lego commercial.
I'm seeing
You went
different-
trending for that, I think.
I think he
I'm
was,
seeing
yeah.
different sides of Shadow.
I think he was
but,
trending.
As far as the game goes, the cool, unflappable side, there's always been something underneath it, and finally we're starting to pull out all those things and figure out what is driving that cool, what's driving that unflappable, what's brewing under the surface.
About time.
So that's what we've been getting with this game, you see, and the team has decided to let a little bit of that emotion out at times, and it was a lot of fun, you know, doing this game because, you know, playing down, and then all of a sudden being able to erupt and let some of that emotion out. that's been brewing underneath.
They're allowing the voice actor to
That's
voice
so
act.
cool. I really love sort of the methodical,
We'll have to see it.
artistic approach you take to Shadow about the emotions and how much to show and how little to show.
This gotta be cool too,
And
because
you
they
know,
can talk to each
there's
other because
so
they're both
much,
voice
I'm sure,
actors, so they
new
they
stuff
know
in this
they
game
get it.
that, like, will reveal more sides
They
of
know
it.
what the other person's
I'm
talking
really
about.
excited to see. So, from the new things that you've seen, has it changed your understanding of the character at all? After all these years, is there anything new that popped up during
Ooh,
your
that's cool.
performances for the
Oh, well,
for the game?
absolutely.
What's he
And
running on?
As I was mentioning, you know,
That's cool.
up
Don't
until
spoil.
recently,
Don't do it,
up
Kurt.
until recently, I hadn't gotten to explore his history. I hadn't gotten to explore what happened with Maria and how he was
He
created
hasn't.
and his whole mission in life.
That's
And-
right. That was all done
and
before
that
Kirk
is-
took over.
That is flushed out in this game, you know, and it's been a real team effort. It's all the people at SEGA. It's Jack Fletcher, the director, who's incredible, and we've all
Jack
done this
Fletcher.
exploration together to try to find it. And what's really cool is that, you know, even though, you know, there'll be like 8-9 people in on a session, and they're all throwing out, you know, what they think we should be doing, what path we should be taking, and we all kind of agree, yes, we're taking this path. And yet, what's really wonderful is that sometimes after we do all this work and the animation gets done and they send it back to us and we go, oh shoot, we missed something. And the SEGA has given us the license to go back and go, yes, this is how we fix it. And you know, because it's expensive to go
Thank
back
God.
into the studio and read.
They got that budget now,
They're
baby.
taking the time and giving us the opportunity to go back and get it right.
They got that budget now, baby.
Wow.
This is how you make quality stuff.
You know, as big of a fan as I've been of this franchise for so many years, this might be like my first time sort of hearing about like how a typical session would go, or like the creative process from like animation to voice to screen, then corrections.
Yeah, 'cause they really don't talk
It's really
about that
like
enough.
fascinating, and it's really cool to hear like how particular and how specific and how careful and precious we are about this franchise and the characters and all the love and work that goes into it. And it's really clear on like when you see it on the screen, it's so clear. So it's super cool how much time and attention goes into Shadow. And like, you know, it's cool that the events of this game, I'm sure, alter how like you've played Shadow, and probably have altered how you're going to play Shadow, like moving forward, right? So
This is the first time
that's
I've seen
super
Kirk on a
awesome.
Sonic panel.
But I want to take this over to Stephanie. Yeah.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, Maria is so integral and so important to Shadow's
I'd love to hear her
story.
thoughts on Maria.
She's such a beloved character.
Oh.
You hear that?
That's from January. This is recent.
Look at her.
That's recent artwork.
No, don't say she looks like Aaron. Because we know. How did
She
you,
looked like Aaron.
how
Get
did
out of
you,
here.
step into her character? How did you find her voice?
I really thankfully had, you know, our voice director Jack Fletcher and the entire Sonic people. There was a lot of faces on a Zoom call when we were recording, and they had so much insight, and they helped guide me in terms of like performance wise. I think for me, I was like mostly focusing on things like her age and then also her like illness, right? Because the illness can be like a real trap, because she has these excited emotions and these concerned emotions, or you know, not giving my story, there's certain things that happen, but like you're not always like, I'm weak and sick, you know, like you have to kind of like gauge when that comes through and when it's not appropriate, when the emotion is so big that it kind of like overrides whatever like physical weakness she might be feeling. And like Kirk said,
It's crazy, like,
we actually, which doesn't happen a lot. I don't know if you guys know this. Like when we record other video games, it really doesn't happen a lot. You go in there and you do your lines and you're like, hi.
that's because
That's
Sega
it.
and the Sonic
then
team
a month
understand how
later,
important this stuff
yeah.
is
And,
for
like,
their
they
characters.
brought us back and we redid the scenes, like sometimes 3 times, you know, or more, because they would tweak things, you know, or they would, and sometimes it was for some kind of like physical element of the action, but other times it was like tweaking the character, things like that. So I really relied on them, and they were really great. In terms of her sweetness, you know, like that was easy for me.
You do play a lot of like very sweet
Well, no,
characters.
because, like I don't know if you could tell this, but like
She does.
I believe I have. It's really funny. I have a really good friend. She's the complete opposite of me, and we're best friends. She's like, all humans are bad. You know, of course. You know, of course this person was.
So
bad.
Shadow?
Yeah. And I'm like, no. Everyone has the capacity for change. I believe that
Wow.
there's goodness in people.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear
Here's
it,
the
Maria?
thing.
Can you
I
hear it?
really do believe that. So even like when the world is going crazy and like you're seeing horrible videos of people, and I'm really like, everyone can change. Like I really believe that. So yeah.
So it sounds like you were perfect. You were like the perfect. You're a perfect choice for
I
the
can
role.
relate
Faked.
in terms of that.
It's so crazy to see
And
2024
from what I know
artwork
about
of
like
Maria.
you as an artist, like when you were talking about like performing with the specificity and things like
Not
that,
even
you're very
colorized.
specific and like juggling. I'm sure like juggling like the illness and like how to weave that into your performance.
can't wait
with
to hear
something super specific. And so I really am like in awe of like how you could do that. You know.
We do get the animation of this
I'm sure
panel,
it'll
right?
like give her a lot of really cool like nuance, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Was there any like challenges about balancing those emotions, physicality, like in the performances, and like, you know, how did you explore like Maria as a character alongside that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the hardest thing. Is like balancing like the illness and the emotional moments. And honestly, I relied on the team to really guide me because like they had a much clearer vision than I did in terms of like how the scenes were playing out and what the moments needed. In terms of the pressure, I'm a little bit of a newbie to this whole universe. I had no clue until when they said that I was going to be on this panel, and I started getting text messages
Oh yeah.
from people like telling me like how important this role is, you know, and don't mess it up. I mean, by then I already did it, you know.
Right.
So
Whoops.
so I was like, oh gosh, I'm so glad I didn't know, because I think if I knew,
Oh, it
I
was
would
like,
have
you know,
so much pressure.
Yeah, a
you
lot of
know,
pressure.
And luckily, I just could just be in the world, listen to the direction, and you know.
'Cause all she was
having to
just
be
Xena.
Oh no, don't mess it up, don't mess it up.
The Green Zeddy in Lost
I
World.
think that's something we as actors always feel whenever we do anything. It's always
That's
like,
one of the Sonic
"But I'm
things she's
doing
done.
this." I know a lot of
before
people
this.
like this thing. You know, I'm sure you killed it. I'm sure you did amazing. Oh wow, I should have said that when it came to Maria, right?
Oh, get out of here.
Okay, Kirk.
Get out of here, Zito.
From each of your perspectives,
I
how
heard
would
that.
you guys describe the relationship between Shadow and Maria? I know. Look at them.
It's great.
Sorry, guys.
Well, to speak in actors' terms, Maria is my super objective. She is my reason for everything I do. So, yeah, she's just everything. And so I was created to protect her. And when I fail that mission, it devastates me, or Shadow. I'm okay with it. Devastates Shadow.
You're in it. You're in it now.
No take
And
back
so
seats.
that's why he dedicates his life to protecting Earth because of that. So she just
Yeah.
everything to Shadow does.
His driving sort of
Yeah.
force.
Yeah, the complete driving force behind his life.
Stephanie?
Okay, so in my mind, when I was thinking about it, I was like, she grew up very isolated. She had like nobody, you know, and other than Shadow. And the thing that I could relate to is that like during the pandemic, when we were alone in our houses, I had my dog. And I'm not like, and check it out. This is gonna sound weird. I'm gonna say comparing Shadow to my dog, but my dog is also black and reddish tan.
Oh.
So,
Fate.
but and my dog is super sweet, but he also gets a little too aggressive when he's trying to protect me.
What kind of dog do you have?
See? And so like, anyways, it's just the parallels. Anyways, but I do think that like, you know, and I'm the driving force. I ground him. You know, he brings him back to like the less rabid stage.
Right,
You know, when
right.
he gets worked up. But yeah, that's how I kind of like I relate relate to that really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't hump her leg.
She kind of sort of operates as like his moral center, right?
Yeah,
Like,
totally. Like
Bro.
moral compass.
like Shadow is this incredibly powerful, you
They
know, like,
wildin'.
being.
They were wildin' this
And
weekend.
that power, if in the wrong hands or with the wrong moral center, can go out of control.
Right.
So,
unleashed.
yeah.
Can be bad. Right.
And so Maria sort of like grounds him in that.
yeah, like
way.
reins him in.
Yeah. Do you you guys have a similar relationship? Like, who's the moral center here between the two of you? See, it's perfect. Amazing. I really love how in depth everyone's answers are. Like, as an actor myself, and as an artist, I like it's really cool hearing how everyone works and how you both work with
Let
characters.
me pause it really quick.
So that's super cool. Maria gives Shadow purpose.
Let me pause this really quick. Somebody talked about just being an actor and how in depth everyone's answers are for this. So that's the thing. One of the things that really draws people to the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. It's these characters. You have these well written and likable characters that a lot of franchises that are like in this same space, a similar space as Sonic the Hedgehog, they don't necessarily have that. That doesn't mean they have bad characters. They have like good characters, likable characters, but it doesn't get to quite the same level of richness as Sonic the Hedgehog tends to. And that's the thing. Like, even though, like I said, the craziest thing, like, you have talking animals. Okay, but if you can like get past them, some people just refuse to get past it. There's something about this franchise that just jacks up everyone's motor skills and critical thinking. But that's another topic. But outside of them being talking animals, that's about as wild as things ever get. Other than that, they're treating them like they're characters because they are characters. They have their own emotions, their own thoughts, their own motivations. And so for actors, like and there's somebody who talked about when Idris Elba took on the role of Knuckles. Apparently he was like asking about like what characters' motivations are, trying to like study the character analysis. In this person's mind, they're thinking like that's so unnecessary. You don't have to do all of that for like this talking animal. I'm like, and that's the thing, people don't understand. See, they see talking animal and then their mind just checks out. Whereas like these characters are, but they're not in that space. They're not into Sonic the Hedgehog, so they don't get it. Like the characters, all characters are very important to this franchise, and Idris Elba being a good actor who absolutely took some kind of acting class, he knows that you need to take that seriously because that's how you figure out your motivations. That's how you're going to like portray the character that you're acting as. That's going to make your character believable, you know? It's just basic script analysis. That's all it is. And you find out all these things, these little things that you think the average person is not even thinking about, things that makes no difference, but you don't understand, like, all that stuff, it adds up, all these little things. Like, even just the way they say something. You might have one character that might say, like, would have, should have, could have. Then you'll have another character in the same thing that will instead say woulda, shoulda, coulda. You'll have another character who might be a combination of them. Just mannerisms, even things like that. All that just plays a role in making a character feel realistic, feel real, more believable, you know? And Sonic the Hedgehog is no exception to that. Yeah, just because they're talking animals, but if somebody else talked about it, who was that? I forget. But they said it's like just because they're a talking animal, that doesn't matter, because because of their characterization, you can still they still have different things going on with their lives. Like I said, all thoughts, feelings, motivations. So you can relate to these characters not because of what they are, but because of who they are. You know? Like, what is Shadow? Shadow is a hedgehog. But then, like, what is Shadow? And that's what they've been talking about. He's an anti-hero. He was always a dark hero. He's was motivated by protecting Maria. When that fails, that devastates him. That's gonna mess with you mentally, and so he ends up taking like a darker path before he's eventually brought onto the better side and realizing, oh, I was just blinded by rage. In reality, Maria did not want me to destroy the world. She wanted me to protect it, and this is what the best I can do for Maria. This is like her last wish. And because Maria was the one that grounded me, she was the reason for everything I do. I will protect the world for Maria. And this is stuff that you can do with like any character, any like human character, live action character, cartoon character. This is just no exception. Because again, like just because it's once you get over the fact that it's just talking animals with superpowers, that's about as crazy as things ever get. Other than that, it doesn't get any crazier that you would see in like any other show or franchise that's in the same genre. But I don't know. I'm talking too much. Let's keep watching this.
And direction, and I'm sure they both were each other's only friend. Their bond is integral to their characters as well as the story. So, speaking of that bond, we are incredibly excited to show you that bond in action.
Are we showing it now?
In motion. We have an exclusive preview of the animated prologue from Studio GigX.
Studio GigX.
Please enjoy.
What does Studio GigX do?
Gerald made me the ultimate life form. I should be the key to all manner of medicines, curing you.
She's about to speak.
You and Grandfather are doing your best. I'm just as happy to spend time with you here while you both research.
Uh-oh. Oh, dog. Hey, yo. Huh? Okay, you can't do this and not bring us back Sonic Battle.
That robot was heading towards Grandfather's lab. Shadow, you have to save him!
Are we having a nightmare?
I'll handle this. Just wait here. I'll be back. I promise.
Should you be leaving her there? I don't think that was a good idea. This is what a fighting game should look like, bro. Okay, we need to know what's going on with that. That's like a whole new thing, though.
Oh my gosh.
People who don't know versus people who know. Omega and Rudra in this, okay. Who voices Omega now? I can't keep track. He's had like 80 voice actors in like 3 years.
Wow. I have chills.
Why is Emerald there?
Wow. That was an exclusive preview of Sonic X.
That's why they put Sonic Battle there. They're trying to do something with Sonic Battle.
From Studio
They
GigX.
need to.
Give it up for them, guys. I mean,
I need to play Sonic Battle again. We should play Sonic Battle on stream.
I'm low-key blown away. That was like a minute of animation. That was like a minute. I can't see the rest of it. Now remember, Sonic X Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings is a 3-episode prologue coming out later this year. Here I have with me the directors. Oh, you guys are giving up for that? Yeah, 3 episodes.
Yeah, 3 episodes is great. 3 episodes is great. Didn't know that.
Here I have with me the directors, Alan Wan, Christopher Luck, Kevin Molina Ortiz. You guys, that was crazy. That was cinematic.
Thank you so much.
Like the music, the compositing, the everything. It was amazing. There's so much to unpack, so let's get started. Alan, what do you think makes these animated episodes different from the animations we've seen from Sonic?
Well, first, it's 3 episodes.
So, when SEGA was looking to create these animated shorts to tell Shadow's past for Sonic X Shadow Generations, when we met with executive producer Yukio Kusumoto, he specifically asked for something that's unique and a little bit different, departure of the past iterations. And so Sega had a kind of envisioned something that's a bit edgier, something that's a cross between anime and Western animation.
Mm-hmm.
And the three
got
of us
that.
here all worked on Rise of the TMNT.
Oh, okay. I ain't
And
not watched
so
that yet.
we felt
But it's
very
Ninja Turtles, bro.
confident that we can do this because we're dying to make some real anime.
Yeah.
So when we, you gotta
Let them cook.
Yeah. But anyways, so we received this really great script written by Ian Flynn, and we were thrilled to
I just realized the
to
rocket back there.
explore a bit more of a darker, more intimate story about Shadow's
And it'll make a
past.
packing heat.
So yeah, we were super
That's a cool
excited
poster.
about this, but we were only the pre-production
on Sega
side
Shop?
of the puzzle. We also have a partnering studio named Studio Simage that does the production work for us, led by Matthew Chow, and you know, the stuff that you just saw, like we were able to have a vision, but to execute it, it requires a lot of technical know-how. So we were very happy to have them to be our partners, and their production manager, Ruth Seek, is among the audience. Please over there.
Yeah.
You guys are what in the
You guys
audience.
Thank you
killed
so
it.
much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
give it up for
much.
the production managers.
Got the production managers is in the audience. Did they get front row seats? They better have.
Chris, Kevin, Shadow first appeared in the video games, right? So, like, what was the approach to sort of adapting, like, the speed, the emotions, all the abilities you see sort of in the games into animation?
Like the little
Was
effect
there
they had
anything,
when he
like,
was
kind of
running.
challenging or
Skating.
that you found about that, like, surprisingly?
I'll speak from like the more emotional standpoint. So as we all
Hey, your
know,
mic,
Shadow's
bro.
very dark, brooding,
Your mic, homie.
as an emo character, right? But he's also one that harbors a lot of grief and emptiness. So as such, like during the story process, a lot of attention was like paid to the overall feel and the mood of these shots. So when you watch the animation, like you'll see a lot more moody shots. We thought it was a great opportunity to like reveal a more personal side of Shadow that's rarely seen, and it's something we feel the audience has been kind of wanting to see for.
They've been starved of it for so long.
Do we agree, audience?
They gotta be
Yeah?
doing something. They
Yeah?
gotta be doing something with Sonic Battle now, though, man. Because everyone's gonna be like, "Who or what is that?" We know.
Yeah, so for his like more tangible aspects of his visual persona on the screen, a lot of his powers and abilities, you know, you play them in game, you see them in cutscenes, but how would they look in a cinematic representation? And so the expansion on that was essentially, our approach was to ask ourselves the question of like, you know, how is the air displaced when Shadow exits a room super quickly? What does it sound like when his boots activate? Is it automatic? Is it sensed from the friction or from the speed? Does it create heat? All of those really like intricate questions helped us structure and design a new sort of in-depth take on
It's just stuff that like
what you see on
most people don't think about.
That's super cool.
But that's
Like,
what
gives
else
up
brings a
for that.
project. But it's those things that come together and bring a project to life.
And you can see it, right? Like when he ran through the hallway, how the air could have whipped behind
Yeah, I saw that. That was
him,
cool.
and the activation of the boots. It's stuff that like the detail and the emotions you can feel it in every like frame. It was so cool. So Chris, Kevin, a lot of care clearly was placed into the tone, the emotions of Shadow and Maria and their story. Was there any sort of overall messages that you and the team, all of you wanted to convey about these characters and this story?
Yeah, so I'll speak from a technical standpoint. Like for the quiet moments, again, very careful placement of the camera. You definitely see it more like nuance, like lighting were considered, and the facial acting was something we focused on too as well. We wanted acting to be like felt, you know, with the dialogue, while not being too cartoony or too animated, to preserve like a much more like mature feel.
Okay.
And for, well, as we've said quite a bit on stage,
My man got shafted
the
on the
bond
mic.
between Shadow and Maria is sort of an anchor point for the short. It's something we really want to put a lens on because it's, you know, in relation to the more cinematic tone. The idea is to make sure that it not only motivates your character, but you have to ask yourself, how does a character react to a decision or to a decision presented to him based on his trauma, based on his past. And so we directed our board artists to really focus in on the subtext, the subtle acting. Shadow's more than just a grimace and a cool face. Like, what accent can you add to that that helps define him more than that? Something that helps communicate this heavier tone, and something that can encapsulate the feeling of longing you have for someone.
They're trying to do this course correction.
Wow.
It's looking good so far. Dig it. Keep it up, squad.
And I'm sure, like, with all these elements put together, the direction, the animation, the acting, it sort of serves, like, giving multiple layers to something that, like, a deeper layer than maybe even, like, an audience may understand at first. Like my understanding of Shadow may be, oh, he's just sort of this moody, scowly, individual. But then you peel back those layers into his past and how he really feels, and give him like a lot more emotion and dynamics, and it creates a very nuanced character. And so it just makes me really excited to watch the prologues. Yeah. My jaw, and y'all jaw too, dropped when I saw the Gizoid. Right, like that was crazy. Like. So it's clear there's going to be like a lot of like lore, like deep lore in these episodes. So what was it like introducing like all these new aspects of Shadow's story to everyone, and like kind of like fitting that in the greater like Sonic mythos, the greater universe? Was it and like, because like me, was there any times you guys fanboyed and what you guys had got to do?
Yeah. So I mean, when we first got the script, I was like, there's so much lore. And then we started doing all the Wikipedias and all the fandoms. And the more we dwelled into Shadow's lore during pre-production, we actually realized, like, wow, there's a lot of fascinating concept twists and turns. There's so much to explore.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with Sonic lore.
It was like really deeper than I thought originally. So, as such, naturally we took inspiration from like Evangelion and then FLCO.
Okay.
A bit of blame. Like. Evangelion specifically is like excellent with regards to visual storytelling with like still or static compositions through a lot of use of unconventional cropping or like symbolic use of B-roll footage.
They need to give him a better mic, bro.
Really good match for this iteration.
Yeah, this type of visual storytelling that has like that more cinematic, more sophisticated tone. You take everything you've seen from games, like everything you've seen in Shadow's sort of lore and history that's been established in the franchise, and you have to ask yourself, like, what does this look like in this more psychologically complex iteration of the character? So even if there are familiar moments, it's portrayed in such a different way that something that was familiar may feel new. And so there was a lot of moments of excitement from the whole team for that.
Wow. I am equally as excited. I think it's really cool when people who like pour, you can tell when like love is poured into something, especially if you're a fan of it. That was incredibly insightful. Thank you, Alan, Christopher, Kevin. I can't wait to see all three. I am gonna stay.
Sometime this fall, but they'll just drop on October 25th, October 24th. All the same day as
And everyone, please stay tuned. Stay tuned into SEGA and their channels for more information on when the prologue episodes will be out. But to show our thanks for everyone who's in the audience today, you should already have your exclusive posters. Posters.
Yeah, that's a good poster.
Posters, everybody, we were good. But if you don't, please see the staff at the back entrance. If you don't have your poster, please see them on your way out before you leave to get your poster.
They got Jill in a freaking
with
chair.
That, we wanted to show some love to our Sonic community and our Shadow community, and answer a few community questions that were submitted earlier this spring.
That's right. They had to do it through here, so okay.
Our
maybe
first
the question won't be
question
too
is
wild.
from Zephyr's Sword. Their question is, I don't know if it's going to come on screen, but their question is, if Sonic likes chili dogs, what does Shadow like?
Coffee beans. Somebody say it too.
Coffee
Yeah,
beans?
coffee beans.
Like
straight coffee beans.
Yeah.
Didn't you know? Didn't you see the takeover?
Surely something to rival Sonic, right? Kirk, do you agree with coffee beans, or do you have another answer?
Well, I got something else. I mean, yes, he does love coffee beans.
Coffee?
But the chili dog's kind of it's junk food, and so he is a hedgehog, so it would have to be something kind of junky, but something very particular to him.
Right.
I think it would be a version of a jalapeno popper.
Okay.
It would be a jalapeno popper because that's kind of spicy. But in order to darken it up, you know how they got the cream cheese inside there?
Right.
To add a little sophistication and a little darkness to it, you'd have to have just a little layer of caviar in that cream cheese on the jalapeno popper.
That caviar jalapeno popper.
Yeah.
That's the most cursed thing.
Some restaurant now needs to make that and call it the Shadow.
The Shadow.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, Sonic would not understand,
Fair
right? Like,
enough.
that makes no sense to eat. Hey, Izuka-san.
Yeah.
How accurate are these answers?
I don't think he doesn't like her.
What about the coffee bean?
Yeah, but I heard from Shadow that he loves black coffee.
Broccoli.
Broccoli? Broccoli?
No, broccoli, black coffee.
Oh, black coffee.
Yeah.
Black coffee. That's very him. Black coffee.
Hold on. Wait.
Whole character.
Wait. We all thought this goon said broccoli. Oh, man. Woo! Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. We all thought... I thought he said I thought Izuka-san said broccoli. Zeno thought Izuka-san said broccoli. I'm sure everyone in the audience thought Izuka-san said broccoli. No, homie said black coffee. We were all just off. Let's play. We gotta go back. Come on, let's keep playing.
I can see the fan art now. Shadow of the coffee mug.
I can see the fan art
The
with
next
the
question is
jalapeno
from
pepper.
Candy Pirate. At Candy with 2 eyes Pirate. This question is for Mr. Izuka. During the battle against Final Hazard in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow ponders out loud that Sonic might be the real ultimate life form. What made Shadow associate Sonic with this title?
Poor Izuka.
Yeah.
He should know by now,
And
though.
remember,
We're crazy.
Shadow gets amnesia almost right after this. So does he remember ever telling Sonic? Does Sonic remember? Like,
And people, whatever he says, people are gonna take it way too seriously.
I don't know.
そのシーンっていうのは最後のファイナルリザードをスーパーシャドウとスーパーソニック2人でこう倒したシーンの後なんですけど、スーパーシャドウはその時にこう力尽きて、最後こう地球に落ちていくっていう時
And
に
people are gonna take this way too seriously, whatever he says.
ソニックに対してお前が究極生命体なのかもしれないなって言うんですけど、そ
Took
れ
it a
は
little while.
シャドウが命が尽きると自覚したからそう認識したんであって結局彼は生きてたなのでいややっぱりソニックじゃなくて俺こそが究極生命体だということで今なってます。
So yeah, in that scene we have Super Sonic and Super Shadow both fighting to defeat the Final Hazard. And, you know, in that moment, Shadow is kind of out of energy. He's falling to Earth. He feels defeated. But Super Sonic is not defeated. So in that moment, he thinks, maybe Sonic is the ultimate life form. But in the end, he doesn't die. And so he changes his mind and says, actually, no,
Never mind,
I am
it's
the ultimate
me
life
again.
form.
Just kidding.
I love that.
That's a good.
That's actually a
that's
good answer. That makes sense. That makes sense.
He's gonna have some practice with
I love how
also
you,
like
you
crazy
just, like,
questions.
Never mind, it's actually me. Yeah, I knew it. It was me the whole time.
I was just kidding.
Yeah. JK.
Our final question is from @pink_rose.
Alright.
What does Shadow like to do as a relaxing hobby? Does Shadow relax? Is Shadow capable of relaxing?
Yeah, Hawaiian Shadow.
Oh, I think absolutely.
Yeah? He relaxes?
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I was like, I don't know. He doesn't seem very relaxed.
Well,
What would he do? What would he do?
I think he might do Tai Chi.
Okay.
really, really fast.
Really?
So that he starts here,
And then ends there.
and they're like, it's like, so what'd you think of the routine?
Right.
You can't even see it. It's so
Right.
fast.
I know that like Maria and Shadow, their dream was to like go to Earth, and I think that could be kind of relaxing for them, right? Like if that were to happen,
Relaxing.
the two of them, what do you guys think they would do?
I feel like it would have to be something that like they can't do on the ark, right?
Which is
Right.
most
So, like,
things.
go swimming because I don't think there's like a pool.
A beach
Or
episode.
like a beach vacation. I think Maria would want to like hang out with the animals.
Bro.
Izuka's like,
He's
no.
like, no.
Say a little
Or
sticker.
just like eat ice cream and binge Netflix.
I was like, oh, maybe ice cream, you know? Amazing. Well, we are almost at time. Thank you so much to our panelists, Izuka-san, Kurt, Stephanie, Alan, Chris, Kevin, all of you. We love you. You have all been an excellent, excellent crowd. You guys are incredible. Thank you. Please follow the Sonic social channels. Stay up to date with Sonic X Shadow Generations. Don't forget to stop by the SEGA booth in the Exhibitors Hall at booth 3720 to pick up some exclusive Shadow merch they have this weekend. There's a cool little pin. There's a couple pins. There's some posters, some shirts.
They
If
got
you're
shirts?
excited to see
Wow.
Shadow's story like I am, Sonic X Shadow Generations will be out October 25th, 2024. That's actually my birthday.
Hey.
It's available for pre-order right now on all platforms. The digital deluxe edition will include that very cool Tyrio skin that Izuka-san mentioned earlier. If you sign up for the Sonic X Shadow Generations newsletter, you'll receive the Sonic Jam Legacy skin. Yeah, when Sonic X Shadow Generations launches. Now, before we say
Sega's
goodbye,
birthday
I see people
gift to
leaving.
Zeno.
Don't leave yet. I want us to do a group chaos control.
Ooh,
Yeah?
that'd be fun.
Can we do a chaos control? I brought the chaos emeralds as well.
He brought them all.
Can we please? Can we please? Okay. That's so cool. Put the emerald down? Did you guys want to hold an emerald?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
Can we see this?
You are the master.
Okay.
Do we not get to see this?
All
right, cool.
Emeralds for everybody. Emerald.
Oh.
Emerald. Oh, look, you get one too. Sure, all right. Yeah, wait, actually,
How many emeralds you got, dog?
okay, and I want to take a picture. I do. This is super cool. Okay. Chaos Blast. Instead,
They went to chaos.
Chaos Control.
Y'all just want
Control,
destruction.
Control. That's the main one. That's the main one. That's the main one. Okay. Okay. On three, we're gonna do Chaos Control. Okay. Everyone, you guys want to look? Huh? Here. Or all right. Yeah. Okay. One. Wait. How do I do this holding this mic?
Come on, figure it out.
1, 2, 3.
Chaos control.
Yeah.
They're just having a fun time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys.
Everyone's having a fun time, man. We just vibing out here. We love to see it. We just vibing. All right, that was fun. What are we doing? Back out. I don't know what's happening now.